Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, Americans. It's Friday.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also, at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. You know that last speech that I guess press conference or whatever from Biden the other day? One of the weirdest things ever. There was so much there we couldn't play it all in one day. Right. And there's even more. The whispering part we should have played yesterday as well, but I don't understand what was going on there.
I mean, it happened yesterday, right?
Yeah, the whispering.
Was it yesterday morning?
Yeah.
No,
Okay, so this wasn't part of the.
You're getting your
my speeches.
You're getting your Biden
Biden
gaffes.
speeches.
They run together. We realize
They do, man.
They do.
They do.
He's what's the word? Terrible.
Oh, he's so gone. He is so far gone that, and nobody cares.
Nope.
In what you would call the mainstream media, the lamestream media, as Sarah Palin might say. Don't you miss her? I miss her.
Do you?
You really? No.
Is that
no,
okay?
No, actually.
Was that rhetorical, or were you waiting for a response? Because I'm kind of.
I'll give you. Sarah Palin. Mm-hmm. You know her, you love her. Don't you? You know her, you love her.
No.
Really?
Maybe in 2009.
That's what I thought. You know her, you love her. That's what I thought.
Yeah. So.
Well, that was
It's times.
interesting path we took.
Yeah.
No, but as one of your listeners pointed out, that was almost like way Biden was talking yesterday. It was like the punchline to a campfire story. You know, the way he was like leaning in and telling it like this.
Weird.
The guy he's
weird.
gone, man.
Yeah, just so weird. Here's what we're speaking of here. Here he is whispering an answer about labor shortages.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not being critical of y'all. I really mean this. It was legitimate questions you're asking me. Asking me, well, guess what? Employers can't find workers. I said, yeah, pay them more.
They're trying.
Pay them more.
They're trying.
Okay. All right. But it didn't end there.
No.
You might think, okay, he's just trying to be cute. He's pay them more.
And
like it's a big secret.
He doesn't pull that off well.
No, he doesn't.
Trying to be cute.
No, he really doesn't. Because he just comes off as senile every single time. And here he is doing it several times.
I got them $1.9 trillion relief so far. Ugh. They're going to be getting checks in the mail that are consequential.
What are you
I
doing?
wrote the bill on the environment.
Weird.
Pay them more. This is an employees bargaining chip now. Oh. What's happening?
You're whispering. What is happening? Why is this happening?
What a creep.
He's so weird. He's just out. He's gone.
Yes.
He's just gone.
I want to take a hot shower after listening to that.
He's out to lunch and he won't be back for dinner. So
unless it's pudding.
The proof of the pudding is in eating.
Thank you.
That's becoming one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding and the eating. And then somebody turned it into a little rap.
Oh.
A little rap whisper.
Okay.
That's great. Yeah.
Nice.
What's up, everybody? Today we're doing beatbox ASMR. So, beatbox is the art of making music with your mouth. That's lips, tongue, teeth, everything in between. So everything you're about to hear is 100% vocals. Let's go.
I got them. I got them $1.9 trillion relief. I wrote the bill on the environment. I wrote the bill. Guess what? Pay them more. Pay them more. $1.9 trillion relief. I got them. $1.9 trillion relief so far.
There it is. That's really good.
Let's see your moves again that people didn't get to see because the camera was on Joe Biden. Let's see your brother love Pat moves that you were demonstrating
No,
for us in the studio.
I don't know
Oh,
what
you
you're
don't know
talking
what I'm talking about?
I don't have any idea.
Good stuff, man. Okay. All right. Be that way.
I'm going to. Crazy. Also, he wasn't done there. He still had some amazing things to say yesterday, like for Latinx people and why they're not getting vaccinated.
Oh my!
Yeah, we talked about how they've got their new app out, and they need to expand that. It's incredibly.
But here's why they're not using it. According to Joe,
for people, there's a reason why it's been harder to get African Americans initially to get vaccinated.
Well, yeah, they're too dumb.
Because they used to being experimented on. The
Wait, what?
Tuskegee Airmen and others.
No, not the Tuskegee.
People have
Airmen.
memories.
oh my
People have long memories.
Tuskegee
It's awful hard as
Airmen.
well
That is awesome.
Latinx
There used to be
vaccinated.
experimented on.
There's so much
Worried
here.
that they'll be
stop.
vaccinated.
The train's off the tracks
Stop
now.
it for a second. Okay.
So look,
Because I actually think that I have misspoken in the past on that as well.
Oh, my gosh.
When he means to say the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, which was horrific.
Those are two separate things.
Right.
Tuskegee Airmen are not the people experimented
They were experimented on.
on.
Yeah, I mean they were right. They were. We gave all the airmen.
No, they weren't.
Some
No.
kind of disease.
Different.
And made them
Syphilis?
fly
No.
in the airplanes.
No,
It's
that's
different.
not what happened.
Different.
That's so great. What an idiot. Oh, my gosh. Tuskegee Airmen being experimented on. We gave all the airmen syphilis, and then when that didn't take, we gave them gonorrhea. And then
We experimented some more.
HIV.
And
then we injected them with this, the worst thing of all, this vaccination. And they don't.
Now we see why they don't want to fly on planes anymore because of what we did to them.
But let's just look at the first part of that. Okay, blacks won't get vaccinated because they've been experimented on. Wow. Have we been experimenting on this generation of black people, or any full generation of black people? I know that we've got the Tuskegee Airmen. But has that been a general rule in the United States?
I'm gonna guess here. Mm-hmm. No.
No, I am too. I'm going to say no on that. Go back to the beginning. Let's play this thing from the start because there's a lot here.
for people, there's a reason why it's been harder to get African Americans initially to get vaccinated. Because they're used to being experimented on.
They're used
Tuskegee Airmen
to be
and others.
an experiment.
Pause it for a second.
They're
People
used
and you
to
hear
being experimented on.
Yeah. Black people now are used to being experimented on. Okay, stop it. To stop. Just gut check.
There it is.
Full stop. Okay, that is asinine. And did you hear the reaction? Reaction to people in the audience? They were shocked at what he was saying. They're like, "What? Whoa, what? What are you talking about?"
What? Well,
Right.
yeah. There's the airmen, and there's
Yeah.
HIV,
Right,
and there's
right.
crack.
Oh, there's
And
crack.
yeah, we experimented on them. So
with crack. Crack is whack. And they wouldn't have known that if we didn't
I believe
experiment on
that
them,
is
though.
the study. Crack is whack study.
That was the result. The end result of the study was that crack is whack. And the head researcher, I think, was Whitney Houston, right?
I mean,
she was
Yeah.
the head researcher. Yeah.
Her and
She's the one who said crack is whack. Don't give me wow.
I mean,
She's the one who said it.
And I think the research,
She just
she was
died.
aided with
just died 10 years ago. Too soon?
yeah.
Too soon.
Dr. Bobby Brown helped her with that experiment.
That's a sad, tragic family.
That it sure is.
Jeez.
It sure is.
Really sad. All right, what else did he have to say?
The Tuskegee Airmen and others.
Right, and others.
People have memories. People have long memories. It's awful hard as well to get Latinx vaccinated as well. Why?
Latinx?
They're worried that they'll be vaccinated and deported.
It's like,
Oh, wait, what? Wow.
So look,
We're going to deport all our Hispanics in this country now?
only if they get the vaccine. No wonder they're hesitant.
We're going to vaccinate you and send you back where you came from, you people.
And first of all, is that the proper pronunciation? Is it
Latinx?
Is it like Kleenex or is it Latinx?
It's Latinx.
That's what I thought. Not that it really matters in my world, but
Tomato.
right.
I'm not going to use the term anyway. So
Right,
I don't
exactly.
care.
That's my point. But what did he say?
But-
They're going to get deported if
How racist is that? That he
Oh
thinks
my
all
gosh.
Latinx people
No
are
kidding.
illegal aliens.
Yep.
Yeah. Wait, what did you just say?
This guy.
He is the biggest biggest racist we've had in office since Woodrow Wilson.
So not only do we have him telling us that just the ones in the city,
right,
and the rural areas can't figure out how to get online or what pharmacy to go to. Right. Not only do we have that, now we realize that the African Americans think they're being experimented on.
Right.
And
because they have long memories.
The Latinx think they're going to get the vaccine and then be deported. This guy's incredible.
Incredible. And it's all fine with CNN.
Whatever.
It's all fine.
I got them money.
Weird.
You think they over-medicated him for that presser?
Something. Yeah, because here's the thing. The speech that I was confusing with this one, the speech the night before was so late in the day that his stuff had worn off, and that's why he was so bad in it, I believe. I think if he speaks early in the morning, he's better. And so they probably had him all doped up and ready to go for this one on whatever dementia medicine he takes.
Yeah.
And he just got carried away with himself there.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And then
and started talking like this.
Why would you do that?
I keep forgetting I'm president.
Yeah, well, I got news for you. You won't be for long.
Wow.
So what happened though, Jeffy? So the presser was over yesterday, and he started to...
He was all ready to wrap it up. Yeah, I mean, he was wrapping it up. And he had folded up whatever notes he had with him.
He was walking away.
Ready to go, yeah.
And then what happened?
Kamala chased him down or
Vice
something?
President Kamala just walked up and, excuse me, you want to talk about Florida?
You want to talk about Florida today?
And he goes, oh yeah, that's right. And he turns around, I just want to make sure that, you know what, I had the mayor in my office yesterday.
Without even describing or mentioning what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, and not about this. And then he goes on to talk about them needing help and FEMA's ready and we're ready. And he goes on and on and on. I mean, he's pissed that DeSantis has not asked for help. Down there. He's saying, we're ready to help. All you got to do is ask FEMA. We're working on it. I've got the cabinet involved. He's going on. And then he's like, we're ready, but,
How great is it that Florida believes in helping themselves?
Yeah.
How great is that?
DeSantis is on it, and Biden. Then there's not a mention of, I'd like to say our thoughts, maybe even our prayers.
I think we have the beginning of that.
Okay.
And then we have another section. But play cut 6 first.
Will you travel?
So he's being reminded now.
Oh, yes, I apologize. Yes, thank you, my president.
Pause it.
He's laughing.
Okay. Not only is he taking it not seriously or in the manner in which you would expect the president of the United States to take a topic like that, but he forgot about it.
Yeah.
What does that say to you? He forgot about the Florida incident where a building collapses? That doesn't happen in the United States of America for no reason.
Right.
No reason. Out of the blue, at 1 in the morning or whatever
that
it was.
looked like third world footage.
It sure did.
The building just comes crashing down. As
Well,
if.
half. Do you want to see this?
half
It's
the building.
horrific.
Yeah,
Look in the...
Back to
remind
South
you,
Florida
if you
now,
haven't
and the
seen it.
partial
Yes.
collapse
Look
of
in
that
the
condo
upper right
building
corner.
has left 1 person dead, 2 others in the hospital, and new this hour, our first look at the collapse itself from surveillance video captured
Keep looking,
nearby.
upper right.
We have to warn you, this is extremely disturbing, especially given how many lights were on in some of those condos inside the building
Well,
when
they're
it
sleeping
collapsed.
at
We're
night.
only going to show it once here, and we're going to do that right now.
Upper right.
Okay, so that whole section goes down,
Yeah.
and then the building right next to it goes down.
Oh, the other part? The
The
corner
other part,
of it.
watch
Yeah.
this.
Oh, God.
And down
There
it goes.
Look at that.
Really reminiscent of 9/11.
Sure was.
It's exactly what it's reminiscent of.
But there were no big explosions.
Yeah.
There were flashes, but they say that those are electrical
Yeah, I
wires
think
being
that's-
When it
ripped
starts
up,
going
ripped
down,
apart.
yeah. So,
So there weren't. Yeah, it wasn't. There weren't detonations.
the building was built in the 80s.
81. Yep.
And so, I don't know what the inspection, I mean, obviously the investigation
It's the
is
United
ongoing.
States.
I know.
That just doesn't happen here. Just doesn't happen.
I know that.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on. That's weird, though.
I mean, it could have had, it's been through a number of storms, it's taken, a battering for storms. Maybe
so
it's
have all the
because
other
of
buildings
that.
in Miami. They
They have? Mm-hmm. Really? The
All of
same
them.
coast there?
Every single
Yeah,
one.
I
Yeah.
know. I mean, I know.
Miami, Fort Lauderdale, all those buildings have been through the same thing. Yeah. So,
it's weird how that happens.
Isn't it?
I'm with you, but but he forgets about it. Now it's back. He forgets about this horrific accident
And yes, they are reporting 1 dead.
Yes.
99 missing.
Yes.
Jeez.
Really? I mean, you look at that.
And there were several right off the bat that they were severely injured. I mean, that they pulled out of the rubble.
I mean, that was the middle of the night.
Yeah, they're all in bed sleeping. What are you going to do? How do you save yourself there?
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't. You don't.
This is going to get worse.
All right, so here's what he had to say about the Florida building collapse.
Well, no, that was pretty much it.
No, he had. Yeah. Well, we have cut 5 here. It says Florida building collapse. Oh, that's just the catching it on the surveillance video.
Because he doesn't say. I mean, he doesn't say thoughts and prayers with the people.
I'm not saying any of them, quite frankly.
Yeah, no
that's
kidding.
That's about right.
And he's just talking about being ready to help, and he's got his cabinet on it, and we're waiting. Our FEMA's ready. All you have to do is ask. I mean, he's pissed that DeSantis hasn't come to him on his knees begging.
Then, of course, the other little element here. There's already a really bizarre conspiracy theory circulating around this. Have you heard it yet?
I think, but I've already debunked it personally, so I didn't even bring it to the table.
Unbelievable. All right, first, let's go to Greg in Georgia. Hey, Greg, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing good.
Doing well. How are you? I got a bingo.
Nice. Yes, you did. Finally. Actually, there have been 2 bingos. One was late in the show yesterday that nobody caught, and then we just finished up this one. So where did your bingo happen, Greg?
Well, this was yesterday's one.
Oh, you're doing yesterday's? Okay.
You don't need to talk down to us. I mean, you won, okay?
Where did it happen?
This would be the top row.
Okay.
So
proof is in the pudding, is in the eating.
Pudding is in the eating.
Good. Yes. Nice.
Then you're am I right? Yesterday.
Am I right? I think that's what a lot of people missed because I did it like Biden, and I don't know if they thought it counted, but it did.
That was the one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Then that's crazy, Jay.
Right. Okay.
By all that is holy. And I keep forgetting I'm president.
All right.
Yeah.
So.
Excellent. So do we line you up with the $35 thingy for the thing?
Yes, you did.
Hey, Greg.
The pudding?
Yep.
All right.
Greg, do you typically listen live to the show, or do you get it on the podcast later? Or
I typically do a combination of both.
Because I just I thought it was neat that the podcasters, the people that listen on delay, could play this time because after the show every time Rob tweets out how many squares were covered and he says, in case you missed any, here's the podcast. Well, and yesterday he tweeted out, I know you missed some. So I was like, hey, you know what? People that listen on delay might get to hear it. So anyway.
All right. Well, congratulations, and thanks for listening, Greg. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right. You bet.
And if you're scoring at home, the second row was accomplished this morning when Jeffy did his You Know or You Love Her. So, I mean, I guess that's technically not.
You know me, love him.
No, you love. Well, whatever.
Nah.
I'm just saying we got 2 rows covered now.
We did. Didn't we do one where we did the whole?
Yeah, you want to do it again?
We could see how far we can get today. Yeah, let's just see if we can get the whole thing covered.
Okay.
Rough greens. I've been talking about this for quite a while now, and it's delicious, according to my dog. Anyway, I don't eat it as much as I probably should.
Yeah.
You know, as a dog food supplement, but my dog does, and she loves it. It's just great stuff. Don't tell her, or we'll do the presidential with. Don't tell her it's good for her. She actually just thinks it tastes good. That'll be our little secret. Okay? Pay them more money. Actually, in this particular case, you don't have to pay more money. In fact, Rough Green's going to give you a bag for free so that you can test it out on your dog, with your dog, and see if your dog likes it. If they take to it like my dog did and Glenn's and Stu's, you can get a free bag of Rough Greens right now for your dog to try out and get all that nutrition in their diet. All you have to pay for is shipping. Just go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Roughgreens.com or 833-ROUGH-DOG.
Pat Gray returns.
Okay, because every incident in America now must come with a corresponding conspiracy theory, one developed very quickly. Have you heard about this? You read about that? You see that in the paper? See it in the paper today, Kevin? Kevin, you read about this?
Does it involve that guy who died, Jay?
Yes. Yeah. John McAfee, who, strange guy, died supposedly of suicide.
Yeah.
Now, he said multiple times over the years, if it turns up that I've committed suicide, I didn't. I would never do that. Somebody killed me.
Wouldn't it be perfect for him to commit suicide knowing that he said that so much?
Sure. And he was the kind of guy, I wouldn't put that past him.
I know.
But the conspiracy theory is that he had all of his files in that building that just collapsed.
Yeah.
All his files on government corruption were stored in that condominium in Miami.
Yeah, this was making the rounds yesterday.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, and so they produced an image of a tweet of his that said, if something happens, just what you just said.
Yeah.
And you look at the timestamp of like June 9th at 10:03 a.m. or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. So I went to his feed. You never trust a screenshot, okay? You just don't. Mm-hmm. So I went to his feed and I scrolled back to whatever it was, June 9th, 10:03. Oh my gosh, there's a tweet on that day, and it's something completely different. So someone has taken that tweet and superimposed that text. It looks real. It's circulating. It looks real. Mm-hmm. But no, that's not what he said.
Don't know how it ties in that specific building, though.
What do you mean?
The tweet.
Yeah, why?
Oh, because the tweet, I'm sorry I didn't send this in, but the tweet says you'll find all of the materials at 88th and
whatever. Yeah, it puts the building.
Yeah, there's a building at 88th and whatever, yeah. And so that's what the tweet says.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I got another theory for you that someone just sent me, a friend of the program, just sent me a note that says, where was your USS Gerald Ford explosion, Jeffy?
Off the east coast of Florida there.
And what was the equivalency as far as earthquake
power?
Yeah,
3.9.
How far off the coast was it? I have no idea.
100 miles.
So like a delayed reaction?
But it was farther
of
north, though. It was farther north than where this was.
Oh, gosh. Thanks, Rob. Look at this.
They're pretty far out, I think.
Yeah, but that's a big boy.
Yeah, it is. 40,000-pound bomb. Oh, look at that. Look at that. You could. Wow.
The building's 40 years old, and it's quite a ways away.
That's the only 40-year-old building on the east coast of Florida.
All other buildings, yes, sir. Totally fine, so I don't know.
I heard it on the news. And I said it was ridiculous, man.
Thank you.
That's it.
That's it.
But the reason people buy this so readily is because we're in these kinds of times. I mean, would anything surprise you?
No.
Yeah, I could see where, maybe John McAfee did that, and so they brought down the building. I could see where, the thing was so powerful, it shook and weakened the building, and then later on it came down. I don't know.
I mean, think about this. Recently, it came out, these are 8 big lies told about Donald Trump that stuck with a lot of Americans at the time. Mm-hmm. And they've all been debunked. Our press, the guardians of the truth, we can't trust anything they say, which makes it even more easy to believe fill in the blank. So absolutely you have that instinct now because it's been conditioned in recent years.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's why people believe the reinstatement in August thing.
Oh, that's happening, right, Jeffy?
Yeah. President Trump is coming back, and they're just going to reinstate him in August. Oh.
And we'll go on and live happily ever after.
Okay.
Cool.
It's just bat crap crazy. I mean, I wish it were true. You bet. I really do. But it isn't.
You're speaking that if the Kraken isn't released.
No, I'm speaking there is no Kraken, and he's not going to be reinstated.
Yeah, right. Because if there's a Kraken, August is happening, my
friend. Even if there is a Kraken, August ain't happening, my friend. Okay, there is no mechanism. It is impossible.
It doesn't matter, right?
We talked about this the other day.
Just because it's never happened before doesn't mean it can't happen.
Yeah, it can't happen. It hasn't happened before because it can't happen. There's no constitutional remedy for this situation. So even if they, after you've certified an election, there's no way to go back and say, well, no, the other guy needs to be put in there.
Let's go ahead and do that. If we found great fraud, though.
No, even if we found great fraud, that would not happen. It still would not. People would be pissed. He might be impeached, but there'd be a process in place, but it wouldn't be reinstatement.
He would be very mad.
Yeah. Oh gosh, please never whisper again, Jeffy.
He'd be very mad.
Oh no.
So as we talked about the other day, it would take a bloody coup, a military coup for this to happen.
Yeah.
And then America ceases to be America.
Yeah, it'd almost be like a third world country. Buildings would be falling down.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm sure that's just that's
People
probably
would be getting vaccinated, shipped out of the country.
Right,
that kind of thing. Experimented on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's it, though.
It's probably just another isolated incident. Wouldn't you say, boys?
That's what I would
Right?
say.
That's what you would say.
Yes, another isolated incident.
And if you don't support that theory that Jeffy was talking about there, then you're probably, fair to say, working for Potter. What?
Yeah. Good. That's a good point, Keith.
Thank you.
Are you working for Potter
See?
now?
Hey, look at that. Where's my highlighter?
You say.
Gotta get my highlighter out here.
Mary, don't you know me?
Do a little.
Don't you know me, Mary?
Do a little coloring of sorts. Do a little bit of coloring of sorts.
Okay, I don't think we need to fill the whole sheet right now.
You don't feel my pain?
At this very second.
Okay.
No, I do. I feel your pain.
Oh, boy. I'm going to run out of ink over here.
But this rumor stuff with the reinstatement and the McAfee thing in that building, these conspiracy theories are dangerous, and they're beneath conservatives. They really are. So please inform your friends or your relatives who are buying into this stuff. It's not going to happen, and it cannot happen. This is like the birther thing. You know, it's something that just ruins our credibility, and it allows them to paint us as kooks, anti-government kooks, and we're not. The only path to a Donald Trump presidency is for him to run in 2024 and win in 2024. Then he would be reinstated, or at least sworn in for the second time on January 20th of 2025. So that's the path, if you want a path. But it cannot happen in August. It can't happen next year or the year after that. So, just so you know.
Whatever, Mr. Constitution.
I want my damn Trump back.
Yeah, I do too. But we can't have him right now. So we need to get used to that. And it hurts our cause. It does. Because if you're not being real, then you're damaging your credibility. Just like the dumb birther thing, which everybody wanted to believe.
Yep.
And it just wasn't true. Who planned that back in 1962? By the way, hey, we're gonna take this baby born in Kenya, and we're gonna pretend he was born in Hawaii, and we'll make him president in 2008 or so.
Again, I want to be clear. You're saying that wasn't
Right.
true.
I'm just saying, and it's not true.
Okay.
Progressives are patient. Okay.
Yeah. They are. They are. Uh-huh. Well, there you go. It's true.
Have
it's
a plan,
true.
work a plan.
Amazing. All right. 888-900-3393. I do believe it's possible, though, that John McAfee didn't commit suicide. I think that's possible.
It absolutely is possible. Yeah. But I also believe that he would do that he would, he was in such a bad place. It was right after he was going to be extradited. They said they would extradite him to the U.S.
Right.
And he was been in prison for 9 months, which I didn't realize he'd been in there for
I didn't
long,
either.
in Spain.
I didn't either.
And so he was probably, very distraught. And, he's lived a life the last few years, mixing drinks and doing whatever else he does on his boat around the world. So, he was probably in a bad place mentally.
He was just an interesting cat.
Absolutely. I talked to him. We talked to him on Chewing the Fat.
You did?
Yeah.
Recently
I interviewed
then,
him.
No?
It was a couple years ago, but it's a big guy interview.
You swear a lot?
It's a big guy interview. Absolutely.
Maybe you should retweet that link out later.
Yeah, you should. You should retweet the link.
At Jeffy JFR.
I did. So you could just go to Jeffy JFR.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
So you didn't bleep any of it?
No.
You just let him speak?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that had to be interesting.
Big guy.
Jeez. All right. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Oh, my gosh. CNN has apparently done some kind of documentary on January 6th.
Oh, right.
The roots of Trump's assault on democracy. Wow. Okay, so they're definitively stating that it's an insurrection because part of that was also the insurrection on January 6th. They're asserting that proof positive Donald Trump caused it or planned it or directed it. They're so irresponsible, so crazy. They are just nuts at CNN. We got some tweets here. Bradley S. Collins, I thought we got rid of the last guy because he wasn't presidential. Is this whispering and obnoxious sarcasm presidential? Asking for a friend. Rowdy introvert, just curious. If you try to cover all of the squares of a bingo card, is it still called blackout in this day and age?
Oh.
See, we didn't think that one
No.
through.
An explicative with a fricative. Biden, they're used to being experimented on. So Biden's admitting that these vaccines are just the pharmaceutical companies conducting experiments on all of us? Yeah. Look at this clip here.
There's a reason why
he admits
it's been harder to get African Americans initially to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Because they used to being experimented on. Tuskegee Airmen.
Wait.
It's not even funny, man.
It's not. It's not. Vladimir Putin tweets, wait, did Biden reveal the Dems' plan? Maybe they're prolonging the COVID relief checks in order to artificially raise the minimum wage. Pay them more. B. to Bodine, I don't think Whisperin' Joe's song is going to be a one-hit wonder. And from Foreigner for Hall, Joe. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot where I put that big red nuclear button.
Whisperin' Joe.
That's great. Got these memes that are circulating right now. One button says you need F-15s and nukes to defeat the government.
Okay.
On the other button, unarmed MAGA moms were a federal threat on January 6th.
Right.
And nearly brought down our democracy.
You can't have it both ways.
You sure can't. Then you got Biden sweating like a pig. Which is it, Joe? You can't beat and here's SpongeBob reading a book with two different covers. One, the back cover says, you can't beat the government with guns. The front cover says, the government was almost overthrown by an unarmed mob on 1/6.
Yeah.
I love it.
They do. They want it both ways.
They sure do.
Because they're liars and scumbags. Pathead Spartan Patriot sent this our way. Yeah, that's why.
I just want to make sure that.
Yeah,
that's why. Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
That sums up America in 2021, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
The government, Darth Vader and the Emperor. Law enforcement, the stormtroopers. Domestic terrorists.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
The whiteys there from Star Wars.
The heroes.
Well, except for Chewbacca. Chewbacca's not white.
Yeah.
And then voter, Jar Jar Binks.
No, that's right.
Good stuff.
That's right.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. And then somebody sent this to explain Jeffy.
Oh, yeah. It's hot. It's hot across the country right now. Yeah. 113 degrees in Portland tomorrow in Oregon.
That's just crazy. God. So there you see the quote of the day. Heat makes things expand, so I don't have a weight problem. I'm just hot.
Yeah, he's just hot. Jeffy, right? You're hot.
I mean, I don't like to bog people down with facts, but facts are facts.
Facts are facts.
What can you say, right?
Typically in January, I mean, you're svelte. And so it's when the summertime comes.
Yeah, I don't remember that part. Maybe my memory's a little hazy like Joe Biden's.
Got a short memory over here.
Yeah, I guess so.
I remember that.
I don't remember the svelte Jeffy in
Fit
January.
Jeffy.
Really?
No, I don't remember that.
Do you? Do you?
Whatever.
All right. Apparently Kamala Harris and her favorability rating are a little bit underwater. And she loses to Donald Trump by 4 points in a head-to-head competition for election.
Does she even have a favorability rating? She's the worst than Biden.
I'm not sure she's pretty bad. She's
terrible.
pretty bad. But Biden's popularity in decline, according to most polls. I saw one yesterday shows it going up. Please.
Okay.
After starting at a level much lower than that of any of his recent Democrat predecessors, his vice president may be in even worse shape with the public, weighed down with a negative favorability rating and losing to former President Trump by 4 points in a head-to-head matchup. Now, she's trying to do something about that now because Trump won this battle about going to the border. He just said, okay, look, I'm going to go to the border. If they're not going to go to the border, I will. And so now she's going to the border today to try to head that off. A little late.
Oh, yeah. And even, I know that, Senator John Cornyn here from the great state of Texas isn't, we're not big fans of his, but he is a senator from Texas, a Republican senator. He had tweeted out the other day about, after all that, VP isn't even going to the right place. Here's a map. And he tweets the map out where Harris is going, she's going, and where the border crisis is. So, even Cornyn is beating her up for it.
That is so fun. That's good.
That is amazing.
Wow. Sure I wonder how she would do head-to-head, not only against Trump, but against DeSantis right now.
I'll bet she'd lose to DeSantis.
Yeah,
well.
Even more, right?
Yeah. So she's going to that corner of Texas, 1,000 miles from where she probably should be.
Yeah.
And then where the border crisis is worst is even further.
Yeah.
That is...
But she's going. She's going to the border, right? It's amazing
Quote,
that she
the
has.
border. Yeah.
Right. She has. It's amazing that she hasn't. We've talked about it before. Why didn't she just go? Just go.
Yeah.
What's the
she
big
waited
deal?
till Trump.
And
just
now
make a special visit.
It's interesting, though, the power he has over them.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
It's pretty clear that he prompted this movement.
Absolutely.
There's no way she would be there today if it weren't for him.
Oh, she's so pissed having to be there now.
Just did not, and she wouldn't commit to it when people were even holding her feet to the fire. She just still wouldn't commit. Look,
I haven't been
to
to
the border.
Europe either.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I haven't been to Liechtenstein either.
We're not asking you about that.
Yeah. There's not a lot of call for Liechtensteinian visits.
Wonder why that is.
I don't know. Huh. They get taken for granted.
They do.
But they punch above their weight, those Liechtensteinians.
Yes, they do. It's clear.
Oh, man. Just to show you what kind of shape our border is in, Border Patrol stopped a train that was coming from Mexico via the border town Eagle Pass here in Texas. The train was heading for San Antonio, and here's what they found when they stopped it. Somewhat interesting.
Is there grain in it? Why is there so much coming out?
Is there grain in there? No, it's not grain. That is water bottles, Coke bottles, human feet.
What is all that powder, though?
That's like dirt or something.
I got 3 sets of cups. Can you throw them down? We got stringers here. Yes, Lexi. Yeah.
So he still doesn't know that there's a bunch of people in there, right? This is
Uno
great.
a la vez. Pa' acá, pa' este lado.
All this trash is coming out. There we go.
Okay. Now our first
Uno a la vez. Tú primero.
illegal steps out underneath the train.
What crisis? What border crisis? Yeah, but it's just the one guy.
Yeah, no big deal.
It's the one guy who had a neat way to get to America.
We can handle that.
Yep, one at a time, right?
Just let him in. Leave him alone.
Yep.
Okay, here comes another one.
Wait a minute.
Just dropped his bag, and they're coming out of the grain car.
So you got to hold 2 people in this train.
Okay, two people in a big, gigantic train. So
Look at these mothers with their children.
Exactly, Jeffy.
Yep. Yeah.
So we got the 2 guys.
Two guys, big deal. Okay, 2 guys of military age. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Maybe they're from.
Oh, there's somebody else.
And
another mother, Jeffy?
I probably.
Is that what you're seeing on the screen?
Okay, so they get up. Oh, there's a third coming out, and a fourth.
I mean, it's a trained clown car.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
They just keep coming.
Good stuff.
Unbelievable. That is just really something.
Good stuff there.
That is not good stuff.
Okay.
What crisis?
Are we done now?
Other stations see somebody can bring more of these stuff.
I will say this about the people who illegally immigrate here. They're not that concerned about their comfort on the way.
No.
They'll jam 117 people into the back of a semi-trailer.
I mean, I'm not riding in that
and
car.
I'm not riding in that thing.
That grain car like that?
way.
We'll get you in riding the grain car. Hey, no thanks.
Nope. Can you imagine how hot and miserable that was?
In the summer here, too.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But Kamala's going to go to the border or some border. She
Yeah.
doesn't know how to get there, where she's going. But
she's going to take care of it.
There.
Maybe she can employ some Trump GPS to help her find her way.
Maybe. Maybe.
In a quarter mile, you're going to make a left, okay? We're talking about a left onto Sawtell Boulevard.
This guy.
A wonderful street. I built it with my own two hands. A beautiful street. I know a lot about it. Nobody knows Sawtell like I know Sawtell. You're going to make a left, and if you reach Bernie Sanders, you've gone too far left, okay? If you reach Bernie, you've gone too far.
Really
in 3 big, beautiful quarters of a mile, we're going to make a U-turn, okay? We're going to make a U-turn, turn around, or as Jen Psaki likes to say, we're going to circle back, okay? We're going to make the U-turn, the greatest U-turn the world has ever seen at Corpus Christi Drive, and we're going to turn it around faster than the world has ever seen. We're rerouting, or as I like to call it, lost, okay? We've got no clue where we are. We are more lost than a liberal after reading the Constitution. We're more lost than Sleepy Joe after leaving his basement, but we're going to get there soon, believe me.
That's brilliant.
That guy is incredible.
That's one of the better Trump impersonations I've ever seen.
Flawless.
It's really good. Really good. 888-933-93. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. 100,000 people, over 100,000 people have signed a petition now to stop Jeff Bezos from returning to Earth when he goes up into orbit. I'm not sure you'll be able to enforce this petition.
Yeah, no, he can go up, but you can't come
down.
You can't come back.
More than 100,000 now. Days after the Amazon founder announced earlier this month that he and his brother Mark would fly on his space tourism company's first passenger flight to space, 2 petitions launched calling to prevent Bezos from coming back home.
Wow.
Why the Bezos hate? Just because he's rich?
Yeah.
Probably just because he's wealthy, right?
Of course.
One of the petitions titled, "Do Not Allow Jeff Bezos to Return to Earth." Catchy. Wonder where they got that. Has garnered more than 40,300. The other one's up over 100,000 now. Billionaires should not exist on Earth or in space, but should they decide the latter, they should stay there.
All right. Shut up.
According to the creator of change.org. Oh,
okay.
Idiots.
I know.
Those morons. Yeah, it is. It's solely because he's worth $200 billion.
The one guy said he did it as he was just joking around. Mm-hmm. It was just a joke. But
this guy
signing
from change.org, they're not joking around.
Right.
Yeah. And as soon as they sent out that press release or whatever, they went over and they filled up their Amazon Prime cart.
Yeah, for
moved
sure.
on with their life.
Absolutely. And if it were them, if they were the ones who had $200 billion, do you think they'd believe that billionaires shouldn't exist on the earth? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I will say that Amazon isn't a $1 trillion company, right? It's a $2 trillion company yet. Microsoft just broke $2 trillion, right? I think Microsoft. I think there's Apple, and
Exxon,
Saudi Aramco, but I don't know that Exxon is, but Microsoft is. Microsoft just broke the $2 trillion.
I can't wait for that Windows 11 too. That I'm sure will be flawless and bug free, and it's gonna streamline our days. Right?
I think they release a new browser.
Yeah,
and it's Edge. Isn't it Microsoft Edge? Is that the web browser that they're pushing now? I think it is.
That sounds right. But
they took Explorer and named it Edge.
Because it's got kind of a bad rep.
Well, they
now.
did that with a focus group. They decided that Edge sounded,
edgier,
cutting.
Yeah,
edge.
Makes me think of guitar playing.
Because it's U2's guitar.
Oh, look at that. Represents.
That's why. See. Surprisingly, though, it was not a Connell's reference. So
I know.
Congratulations, Keith.
I know. Especially after they just released the new album.
Look at you. Look at you. Now, their first release, well, the album's not out yet, just the first song, the first single.
Have you listened? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's good. It's the first song in 20 years. 20 years it's been since they put out material.
Were they broken up in the meantime, or
no? They were just doing local gigs, stuff like that. And you know, George went and sold real estate. So
right.
Anyhow.
Okay. All right. 888-900.
Don't sound too excited.
No, I'm psyched.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear.
Well, good, because you'll hear more of it next week when it's a square on the bingo card, as I'm told.
Okay. A reference of Connell's. We've done that one.
Well,
haven't we?
It's coming back around.
Okay. We got another song tweeted out. Now this is.
Oh no! What is this?
What is this song about? Is it about the vaccine?
I hope so. I hope so.
Hold off on that because I think that's going to be too long here.
I hope so.
It is about.
We have 2 minutes.
Police. Okay, it's about the police. It's anti-police horse in New York City. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, this is the horse lady.
Anti-police horse.
This is rough.
Here it is.
Cops on horses are such a you to everyone. A highly funded government gang saying, hey.
They say, hey, they're a government
look at our
gang.
cute little hobby. It costs around $30 million a year in taxpayer money.
He's got problems.
Yeah, leftists are always worried about taxpayer money.
Always.
You know that, right?
We're like...
Okay, she's anti-horse.
Yeah, anti-horse.
Because police ride on top of them sometimes.
The horses too. Now I know that horses typically try not to be involved politically, but hey, you know that's a privilege in and of itself. So now, and what PD horses, you have a choice to make.
They do. They have a choice.
Stand with the people.
Stand with the people.
Okay.
Or do you ride for the pigs?
She's got...
Horses do the right thing.
Horses do the right thing. Come on.
Cops on horses.
Looks like Tiny Tim.
All right.
Especially ones who in the street.
Wow. Sad?
Wow is right.
Pathetic?
Wow is
There's
right.
an institution that she needs to get back to.
Ooh-wee.
Good morning, Americans. It's Friday.
Feels good, doesn't it? End of the week, heading into a weekend. Pretty soon it's going to be, 4th of July next weekend. A week from Sunday, I think it is, right? And so Monday's the day off?
Monday, July 5th. We will have a best of playing. Yep.
Okay. Now, have we qualified for our reward?
Well, we have not.
For being good citizens. Do we have the vaccine numbers? No, we don't.
No, and
we're not going to get there.
They're going to nuke you because of it.
Well, we got it coming though. We've got it coming because he asked us, he begged, he pleaded, and as a last resort now, he's just got to take us out, I guess, with nukes.
They're going to have to.
Yeah.
Or otherwise, they're going to have to keep experimenting on African Americans,
on the Tuskegee pilots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's no way we hit the 70% total for population wise. To do that, you'd have to start vaccinating kids and everything, and they're not going to do that.
Aren't they?
That's just silly.
No, right.
That's just silly. If you're under 30, there's no point in you getting the vaccine.
They'll never force it either.
So
we're going to talk to Stu in about half an hour who has received his vaccination. Mm-hmm. He might be one of the few in this building. Oh, Corby, do you have the vaccine?
Yeah, he got it. Mm-hmm. Corby got it.
Which one did you get? Moderna?
Yeah, I got the Moderna.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had 2 of them. You had the double shot. And what kind of side effects did you have?
Just felt real tired after the second one. Kind of achy.
Nothing after the first?
No, the first was fine.
How long did the fatigue and the achiness last?
24 hours.
Okay. That's not bad.
Did you get a tail out of the deal or
third eye?
I already had a tail.
Okay. Oh, well then. Did you keep it?
Yeah.
It didn't fall off.
You guys,
no, it didn't fall off.
Can you come show us after the show?
You can show Keith. The rest of us, we're opting out.
Hey, don't pick yourself.
Well, okay, right. That's probably true. Jeffy wants in, but I'm opting out. Some tweets here. Bradley S. Collins, odds on Biden whispering, "You don't care."
Uh-huh. Yeah, a little Mel Gibson.
That was good.
Oh, thank you.
Keith, I actually do have the real thing here, though.
It's close, though.
You don't care.
Joe Biden, is that
awesome.
you? Pathead on Gray Street. Don't be too hard on Kamala. Maybe she took the Amtrak, and her location may be closer on a flat flat Earth map.
Oh, flat Earth.
So, yeah. White man. Maybe Kamala is going to El Paso to kick off the Beto for governor campaign and not for the crisis. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun. I need Beto to run for governor.
Isn't that the thing? The truth, we need Beto in our lives again because he was so awesome.
I know Abbott is going to the border with Trump. Is he going to show up for Kamala or?
I don't think so.
I'm just wondering.
Was he invited?
I don't think so. And nor would you want him to show up.
Right.
Interesting that Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, does seem to be angling for a run for the presidency in 2024.
He's not on any of the lists, man. That's for sure. I mean, nobody's talking about him.
I mean, DeSantis would seem to be way ahead of him at this point, but there's a lot of time between now and the election in 2024. But I don't know. You know, they used to say about FDR, the ableist thing.
Well, if they had television during the FDR years, people saw him in a wheelchair.
Different times, though.
Never be elected.
That can't be the case now, right?
Right. Different times now.
Yeah. It's a completely different thing.
Yeah, that bumps you up, I think. It puts you up on a pedestal.
Yeah. Does it?
Yes.
Okay. Plus, you know, he's got a lot more access to places than there were in 1930s and 1940s. We built ramps since then.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, we have. So it wouldn't be a problem, as I wouldn't think. Just, I don't know. I think he's not well known enough, maybe, nationwide. Not like DeSantis. DeSantis gets all the press right now.
Yes.
So, anyway, we'll see.
Especially during the pandemic. This past, when we were in big lockdown and everything, Abbott didn't come across as a big leader like DeSantis did.
Led from behind. He waited until DeSantis would act on everything, and then he would follow suit.
And he pissed off Texans by doing the mandate.
You know, there's
huge mistake.
Obviously, the pandemic and the lockdowns and the heavy-handed government edicts have negatively affected society on multiple levels. Some of it permanent. But it's going to be interesting to go back and see some of the good things that came out of this, and if it propels a President DeSantis in 4 years, then that's a good trade. That's not a good trade-off. That's not what I mean to say. But that's a silver lining in this, right?
It's a silver lining.
It is a silver lining.
So, if that happens.
I know there's a bunch of...
lot can happen in 3 years.
A lot can happen.
All right. 888-900-3393. Joy Behar had a little bit of backlash after making a joke about the NFL football player who came out as gay recently. Carl Nassib. This is interesting because I thought you were Miss Inclusivity, Miss Tolerance, Miss Woke.
I have not seen this.
Yeah, Joy Woke. I thought that was her middle name.
Watch this.
Las Vegas. Okay. You know, Anna, after they said penetration in the end zone, they lost me. So, Sonny,
thank you.
Okay, the only one not smiling or laughing or participating, the lone conservative of the group, Meghan McCain. She's just sitting there staring.
Oh my gosh.
Is that amazing?
She thought that through. She's like, hey, everybody shut up so I can tell this funny joke.
Yeah.
Oh my. I was
mean,
not familiar with that clip.
It's
just a joke.
Was there a time in America where you'd say that? Yes. This is not that time. I'm sorry. I'm not letting her off the hook because she helped create this world. Now she gets to live in it.
Plus, these people aren't even in studio yet.
Yeah, that's
we're still doing the stupid Zoom thing for their TV show. That is agonizing. How does that show even exist?
But you say, was there a time? That wasn't even funny. Like, that's not even that's not verbiage that you just naturally say in the course of a football game or anything like that. It's stupid.
Right.
Stupid.
Well.
All right, what do you got?
What, you thought it was funny?
Let's go. Come on.
What is your What are you hedging on?
Sell the Behar joke.
Just a stupid joke, but it's Joy Behar, which makes it agonizing.
I wonder if Carl Nassib thought it was funny. I bet he laughed. Yeah, Joy, I did penetrate the end zone. Although that's not what we say in football jargon.
Yeah, and and he plays defense, so I don't even get it, Joy.
Right. Well, he intercepted. Maybe he intercepted a pass and took it into the end zone.
Okay.
I mean, he's the first active NFL player, right? I mean, Michael Sam was the first.
The first drafted, but he never made it to an NFL
team. So, I mean, we're going to keep segmenting society.
Yes.
He's the first.
Pretty soon there'll be the first lineman. Then there's going to be the first quarterback. This is the first running back.
You know what? I'm coming out today. Well, no, I never was in the NFL, so I can't be a retired. We need an NFL retired.
You're so athletic.
Your son.
No, sure? I know. Yes.
How about Elvis?
Yes, Elvis can come out as the first retired NFL gay man.
person.
Person. Yeah, sorry.
And didn't he know Michael Sam? Weren't they teammates?
Yes, they were. They're friends.
Oh, somebody's connecting the dots over here.
Isn't that interesting?
You say they were good friends?
Yes, they
good
they
friends.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Michael. Hi, Elvis. Sup? Nothing.
Okay.
Me too.
Just waiting over here in the end zone.
Where were their lockers in relation to each other?
Right there.
They were
teammates. They were friends,
and they were right next to each other in the locker room. Yeah, good. Okay. Well, Carl Nassib is not really a gay person.
What do you mean?
He's just kind of a poser.
He did a video.
I know, but he's Republican.
Oh no!
Oh, canceled.
Canceled.
No!
We didn't know he was a hate monger, hate mongering racist.
We can't like him anymore.
White supremacist, gay person. It takes all the goodness out of his gayness, all of it. So,
oh my gosh, we're
not going to celebrate him anymore.
He not only is a Republican, I believe he may have been, and I don't want to start any conspiracy theories or anything, but he may have been a Trump supporter.
Oh no,
that's true. And here's some of the flack he's getting. Let me know when there's an openly gay NFL player that isn't a Republican. Then we got this. Damn it, the gay NFL guy is a Republican. That gay NFL player just had to be Republican. Can never trust these white gays.
Whoa.
For S. Okay, thank you.
Wow.
I mean, the hate, the lack of tolerance or inclusivity from the left, it's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It sure is.
I mean, these people are just hardcore fascists who want to shut everybody else down.
Yes.
You see one of the founders of Mumford and Sons. Do you know their music?
Oh man, I have every
Keith, you must, right?
Mumford.
Yeah. What happened?
You got all the Mumford and Sons
I'm
album?
a Mumford.
Me too. I'm a huge fan. But the thing is,
it's not the Elizabeth is a big one. It's not that one. So it's different. That's Sanford.
I watched the TV show for years.
Sorry.
Yeah. Plus that's Sanford. So
that's what I was trying to correct. Jeffy's.
We got it.
There's a little bit difference between Sanford.
Yeah, right.
Mumford.
The point I was making. Yeah. So what's going on? What's the latest news on Mumford and Sons?
The founder. I'm looking up his name again because I've just forgotten it.
Okay.
Is he back now?
No, he left the band.
Yeah.
He left the band because of his political stance.
I thought
he wants to be able to speak openly, and every time he did,
Winston Marshall.
Yes, and he said anything close to being conservative, the band got all this backlash, and it kept happening over and over and over. And finally, he just said, "Look, I love these guys too much to have them continually have this kind of feedback." Because what I've said politically, so I'm just going to distance myself from the band.
Isn't he the guy that had tweeted out his support for Andy Nago's book?
Andy No, yes.
Nago, whatever. And
I love Chinese people too, but come on.
Thank you. But he tweeted support for that and got such backlash. That's what tipped. That was the icing on the cake for him.
Yep.
Incredible.
And so he stopped doing it, and then he thought, well, I want to express myself, and so he left the band. I mean, this is his explanation. I don't know if there's more to it behind the scenes, but that's amazing that you got to leave your band now if you want to express a conservative point of view. It's really something. But what people need to understand is Twitter is not the world.
No kidding. Well, there's no doubt about that.
I don't care what kind of backlash you're getting on Twitter.
I know.
Ignore it and continue to be in the band and tell them to F off. That's all you have to do.
It's pretty simple.
So sick of it.
You got to get on Twitter more. I kind of want to see that. I'd like to. I'll participate with you.
All right. I'll tell them. Somebody's got to stand up to this mob on Twitter.
Woke mob.
It's nuts. It's absolutely insane. And you can't even have a conservative, traditional point of view without just being bludgeoned and not being able to make a living. Really ugly. Yep. Let me tell you about real estate agents I trust. If you're trying to sell your home, you know what a challenge that is. Maybe you've held off selling your home because you got a bunch of repairs to make. And what would happen is if you enlist these agents who know the market and been with buyers, and they know what will get your money out, what will get your money back from the investments you make in your house. If you're going to remodel a little bit or fix it up, spruce it up, do some painting maybe, these are the people that can walk you through the process on what's worthwhile and what isn't to do. Now, a lot of people just sell their home as is, and that might be the way to go. Others do a little remodeling first and replace countertops that are outdated or the paint maybe is outdated. These are the experts. Glenn put this team together, Glenn and Robert here at the studios, and they did it because they wanted you to have a better experience selling your home than Glenn did in Connecticut a few years ago. And I think you're going to find they're fantastic. Just give them a call, interview an agent, and see what you think. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name really says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com. Welcome to it. Geez, that tragedy in Florida with the Surfside collapse of those buildings, of that building. 4 dead now.
Yeah.
And 159 missing. Oof. So, we'll keep you posted
really
on
sad.
What's going on there. It's tragic. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We were just mentioning that a week from Sunday is the 4th of July already. Right. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I just realized the other day, because I was thinking, wow, it's really light outside still at 8:30. That's not. And then I thought, wait, it's actually shorter than it was 4 days ago. The days are now getting shorter again.
Yep.
Already.
Yep.
Till it finally comes to a crescendo with the shortest day.
Time just goes by so
in
fast.
December.
Well,
it does,
doesn't it?
You grew up on the mean streets.
I did.
Up in Montana.
Right.
And
it would stay late till 10 o'clock.
That's what I was just about to say. When we were up there, man.
So great.
It was 10 o'clock and you could still see sunlight.
Yep. Which is great because, your mom and dad always tell you, come on, when the streetlights turn on. Okay. Well, the streetlights didn't turn on until pretty late in Montana in the summer.
I mean, I thought the streetlights were all shot out.
Yeah.
When you were growing up.
Street light. Now, he misquoted his mom.
That is
street
true.
light.
Okay.
There was this one at the end of Oak Street that hadn't been shot out.
Exactly. Plus, the other thing that's about to happen is, sadly, Pride Month will come to an end next week.
It doesn't have to.
No, we should. It should be Pride Year.
Well, we could still celebrate, right? We could just.
Yes,
it could be our life.
Yes.
Maybe Pride Decade. Could we do that?
Yes.
Because you sound kind of hateful when you limit it to just 365
Every
days.
Day should be Pride Day.
Yes.
Pride Century.
Right. For those of us who only aspire to become homosexual, we just have to keep that.
It's easy if you try.
Yeah, we have to keep that in our heart the year round. You know what I mean?
Okay, hold on a second. Just to muck and fudge. Future Bingo Square. Jeffy, it's easy if you try. Okay.
And this is fun because the largest aircraft carrier in the world, the most advanced piece of
the one that set off that bomb, right?
Naval machinery. It's the one they did the bomb with, the USS Gerald Ford, celebrating Pride Month with a rainbow thing.
Now that's cute.
That's what that is.
That's a rainbow thing.
That's fabulous.
Committed to excellence in the fair treatment of all. That's the U.S. Navy right now. Yay!
And the Navy.
Here's the thing about the military that I personally value.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that you're able to break things and kill people. Tell me that you support gay pride. Mm-hmm. Tell me that you accept trans people into the military. Tell me that you're all inclusive and that you don't care if somebody's asexual or unsexual. There should be a you in there. I'm completely unsexual. Okay?
Unsexual.
I can't be pinned down to anything or anywhere or anyone.
Yeah, they've come a long way from the tailhook scandal, have they not?
They have.
Wow.
Yeah, they have.
Wow.
That's fun. So sadly, next week ends March the
end. So that was the point. Yeah, it comes to an end.
Really sad about that. Oh, but in the meantime, though, also at Nellis Air Force Base, they're hosting the first ever drag queen show.
I'm sorry? Come back again?
Nellis Air Force Base, they're having a drag queen show.
Nice.
So here's the thing. It's essential to morale and readiness.
What?
How can you get ready
without
to fight against the Russian MiGs?
I don't know.
If you haven't been to a drag queen show.
Does this have to do with the USO, or was this just a separate event?
Mm-hmm. No, this is the Air Force actually commissioning this whole.
Oh, okay, good.
Whole thing. So USO has nothing to do with it.
Okay, all right. I was just asking the question. Yeah.
Oh, then it's already happened, actually. They recently hosted
past
their
tense.
first ever drag queen show.
So there's more to come.
Yeah, it's great.
That was just an icebreaker.
They said in an email, Nellis Air Base and the 99th Air Base Wing hosted its first ever drag show Thursday, June 17th at the Nellis Club.
How fun.
The event was sponsored by a private organization. It provided an opportunity for attendees to learn more about the history and significance of drag performance art within the LGBTQIA2+ community.
No.
Ensuring our ranks reflect and are inclusive of the American people is essential to the morale, cohesion, and readiness of the military.
There you go.
We go.
Nellis Air Base.
Essential.
Nellis Air Base is committed to providing and championing an environment that's orchestrated by equal opportunity, diversity, and inclusion. The drag show came to light after Air Force veteran podcaster BK posted a digital flyer for the event that read, "Drag you Nellis, and class is in session." Discover this. You got
class is in session.
All right.
Drag you.
We'll see you at the.
These two things that are converging and becoming such a big deal in our society, trans, gender, whatever, and the drag queen situation, are just incomprehensible to me.
But see,
I can't understand
Pat,
it.
You just pointed out a private group did something on the base. For all we know, nobody showed up. Some nerd that runs the Twitter account for the USS Gerald Ford put out that thing, right? It's not like it's all the way to the top. It's not like it's permeated itself all the way to the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Right?
Although
what do you have? What?
Here's the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Oh, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs said something?
Talking about that.
Well, he's talking about, CRT and stuff like that.
Sure. First of all, on the issue of critical race theory, et cetera, I'll obviously have to get much smarter on whatever the theory is.
So you don't know what it is.
But I do think it's important.
But he does think it's important.
For those of us in uniform to be open-minded and be widely read. And the United States Military Academy is a university. And it is important that we train.
Is it?
And we understand. And I want to understand white rage. And I'm white.
Do you?
And I want to understand it. So what is it that caused thousands of people to assault this building and try to overturn the Constitution of the United States of America? What caused that? I want to find that out. I want to maintain an open mind here, and I do want to analyze.
Pause it for a second.
It's important that we.
How did they try to overturn the Constitution of the United States?
I don't know.
Well, Via Getty was hauling that podium around like nobody's business.
Is that where the Constitution lives?
Yeah,
on the podium.
In the podium.
Yes.
Also, that laptop.
That's the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
I know.
But like I said, all these peripheral ideas and theories and whatnot, that hasn't made its way.
Right.
I mean, his testimony was amazing.
Well, if A, he admits he doesn't know what it is, B, he does know it's incredibly important.
Right.
And don't forget, his commander-in-chief has already instructed him and told all of us that the greatest threat to our country is white supremacy. So, of course, the military head is going to be making sure to stop that from ever rearing its ugly head again.
These people are destroying the United States of America.
Yes.
Just freaking
They sure are. Next thing you're going to tell me that we got buildings falling down in the country.
For no reason.
I mean, wait. Oh, wait. It's already happening. I know.
It's interesting to know, too.
$1.9 trillion.
Pay them more.
That's good, right? You're loving 2021, right?
Yeah.
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 Boy, we thought 2020, we thought a global pandemic was bad. No, it actually can get worse.
We got Stu coming up next. Tell us about his vaccination situation.
Things are getting better and better.
Getting better. Yep. And I return with our old friend Stu Burguiere of Stu Does America fame. So, Stu, I was shocked this week to find out that I didn't know this. How long ago did you get vaccinated?
A month ago, maybe?
A month ago?
Something like that. I have no, as you know, Pat, I'm a COVID-19 survivor.
Yes, I
so
do know that.
I did not feel the need to be first in line for this, by any means. I'm not an anti-vax guy. I'm a big fan of them. So I wanted to get them, but I also didn't want to get in front of anybody. I didn't want to get in front of an 85-year-old with heart disease to get my shot. So I waited. I wound up getting the good old Johnson & Johnson.
One and done.
Okay. One and done. Yeah. I liked it because of the idea of, first of all, it's the absolute lowest demand possible, considering they took it off the market for basically no reason. I mean, it was a 1 in a million chance of among young women.
Well, they never solved anything by taking it off at all. They took it off, and then they brought, you know what? We'll put it back on.
Yeah, and it was blood clots in young women. Right?
Blood clots in young women, which something that they can easily treat now that they know about it. I mean, they got caught off guard by a few cases, but it was legitimately like 1 in a million people who took the vaccine. And, of course, obviously, then everyone's like, well, they took it off the market. I'm not going to pick that one. So now that we're, flush with doses of the Johnson & Johnson. But, having... A lot of it goes to the idea of a consistent response with your immune system. So basically, like you get it, natural immunity. Like for example, Keith, who was basically wiped off the planet. At least his voice was.
Oh yeah,
for 2 months. I mean, it was brutal.
And you were seriously sick.
Very sick. Yes.
Yeah. Like his immune response was probably really strong to take care of that. Right. Mine, I had an asymptomatic case. So I literally never felt one symptom.
Wow.
And my whole family had it, and we were all asymptomatic. So my case was very mild. And so...
you figured, okay, I don't have...
I probably didn't get as robust a response as Keith did.
So you're not as immune as maybe Keith would be.
Yeah, and that's one of the things they talk about with natural immunity. You get a really good response from natural immunity, you're probably fine and probably don't need the vaccine.
That might last forever, according to new studies.
Yeah. In fact, one of the new studies came out that said the best possible response, which may last forever, is a natural response plus one shot.
Plus one.
Which is one of the reasons why I went with Johnson & Johnson 2, and that it was just one shot. Didn't have to do the second one. So look, I know it's not. I know a lot of people don't want to get it, and that's totally up to you. I think people get in this weird thing where like, oh, damn you, you're a bastard if you don't get it, or you're the worst person in the world if you do get it. It's like it's such a weird thing. It's like, well, if you want to get it, get it. They keep talking about all the people who are hesitant on it, and some people are, whatever. Like, let them make their own choices. You're at a position here where 2/3 of adults have already been vaccinated. What the hell? This is America. What response did you think you were going to get? You're going to get 100%? I mean...
Well, that's what they want.
That's
Absolutely.
what they want. But, let's be realistic here.
You're not going to get that ever.
Think about people over 65 for a second here. They rolled this thing out, and now we're at almost 90% of people over 65, the most vulnerable, have received this vaccine. That is way above what you could possibly imagine as from the independent people of America to come together in that way. I think it's overwhelming. So
it's still not good enough because they haven't got to the 70% for total count.
And they're not. I mean, it's going to be
probably
very
get to 70, but that's about it. I think 70 is attainable, but I don't think they'll do much more than that.
For adults is attainable.
For adults,
I think when you factor in kids, which is obviously when you're talking herd immunity, you have to factor in kids. And they're not going. It's going to take a long time to get there. I mean, I think it's going to take a long time for parents to be interested in getting that vaccine in large numbers. I think eventually you'll get to that point where they probably combine it with the flu vaccine, and
should it ever be mandated by these schools or employers or governments?
It should never be mandated by governments. It should not be mandating. I don't think anybody should mandate it. First of all, I do think I'm as a person who believes that the private company can do it at once. I know a lot of that's not 100% agreement anymore among conservatives, but I do think that a company, if they want to do that, they are able to do it. Certainly, I think it's not going to hold up in court when they try to stop it. Private companies can do pretty much what they want to do.
If it wasn't a condition of your employment coming in, I don't see how you can enforce that once you're there. That seems wrong and unlawful.
But that's the judge.
But they're doing it.
Yeah.
But they're doing it.
I don't think it's. I mean, I don't. We'll see how it holds up in court. I think all these companies that want to do it are going to be able to do it. That being said, because I don't think that many companies are going to want to do it. I mean, look, we're down already 90+% when it comes to deaths.
Yeah.
We're down already 90+% when it comes to cases. We're now at the point, I mean, we went under 300 per day on average, which is still...
It was 90 last Sunday? Is that what it was?
Yeah, there was one day where it was 90.
Where only 90 people
90
died.
is about an average flu day. Right? So now it's not we're not on an average there. That was one day. But still, we're getting to that point where because 2/3 of adults have had this, because 90% of people over 65 have done the vaccine, we're at a point, plus a lot of people like Keith, like myself, COVID-19 survivor, have already had the virus, right? Like you're at a point where like these numbers are not, they don't make sense for employers to be like, unless you're at a hospital, right? Like, I mean, the Houston hospital, you guys may have talked about that story.
Yeah.
I mean, like, look, they have policies that they believe that this is good. You might not think it's good, but like that's probably not a place you can work then. Just like if I believe abortion is bad, I probably shouldn't go to an abortion clinic to get a job, right? Like I mean, I probably will get fired. I mean, like
if I won't perform
the abortion, they should probably fire me, and I
yeah.
can't really have. It's not, like this is something they find to be very important at this place of employment.
Did you have any side effects at all from your shot?
Absolutely none at all.
None.
Nope.
And no magnets stick to you?
No magnets stick to me. Well, as I did point out, as I walk by refrigerators, they seem to charge at me. If it's a stainless steel refrigerator, it will wheel itself at me.
My father-in-law has to take a wide berth in our kitchen now. I've pulled him off our refrigerator more times than I can count.
It's like the old David Letterman Velcro bit. I just stick to things like this against walls.
Are you kind of disappointed that you can't do the magnet trick?
I wouldn't say disappointed is the right word, but it would have been fun. It would have been cool.
Sure.
To say.
Well, you've only had the Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah, maybe
it's my understanding
mRNAs.
from some show called I don't know, some show you do. What's it called again?
I don't remember. Doing something.
Oh yeah.
Stu does something.
You, I believe that was you on this particular show that said you were going to get all the vaccines.
I want all of them. So it's fun because I look. I always say this to people when they're like, they don't like the vaccine, and like it's funny because like so many of the people that I talk to don't like the vaccine, but also love Donald Trump. Like love the guy. Like there's a deep emotional connection to Donald Trump, and it's like, well, Donald Trump. It's a huge part of his legacy. These vaccines. This
it might be the biggest.
I mean,
part of his legacy.
A pandemic is ending largely based on these, and it's going to end around the world largely based on these.
Yes.
This is a guy that everyone in the media hates. They won't give him 1 ounce of credit for it.
Yeah.
And like I think too, like the other way is true. If you think vaccines are bad, which again is up to you, if you think that they're not working or they have these side effects or whatever, you have to hold Donald Trump partially, maybe significantly responsible for it. I mean, you can't. I don't think you can say that like I talk to people who are like, I think these vaccines are the worst things in the world, and they're absolutely terrible, and they're doing all these terrible things to people. Well, it's like, okay, how can you vote for Donald Trump then?
And it's usually
like,
Trump supporters saying that.
Right.
On the other hand, the people who love the vaccine and are singing songs about them
every day
on the internet. Yes. And we played those heinous abortions.
We have another today. I don't know if you want to get to it, but it is.
We probably will before the end of the show.
It's bad.
But those are the people who hate Donald Trump's guts.
Yes.
And they're taking the vaccines and they're celebrating the vaccine that he ushered through.
Yeah, and look, this is why, as you point out, I didn't make a song about getting the freaking shot.
Why not? We want that. The people demand it.
People do demand it. That's true.
Yeah, that'd be great on your show.
I think the product stands for itself, right? If you look at it, if these results and you don't think they're good enough, then don't take it if you don't want to. I think we're beyond the point where we need to harangue people into doing it. If you think it works, then take it. If you think you're at risk, take it. And the same. Like, there becomes a point, and we are at that point, where there are vaccines available for everyone who wants them. That means this as a pandemic era is over.
Thank
right?
you. Yes.
People can go out and get it. Now, the same thing. I have a lot of friends around here that don't like the vaccine at all. And like, just like me taking that vaccine makes me responsible for my potential metal explosion or whatever else is going to happen from this, right? They're responsible for if they get COVID, God forbid, something happens. Like, they are taking that risk on, as I am.
You making that decision does not affect my life. Me making my decision does not affect your life. And these people that say, well, you better be wearing a seatbelt when you're out driving. No, stop it. Stop it. Stop trying to make this into something that it's not.
Well, but if you get into a head-on collision and you're not wearing a seatbelt, you become a missile to the other people, the occupants of the other car.
So, yeah, exactly.
That's why you have to wear a seatbelt.
So me refusing to roll up my sleeve, I've just become a societal missile.
You're a societal missile. You're a virus missile. That's what you
there
are.
it is. We got to start mixing that in.
I mean, look, what's so great about all of this, and, it's interesting talking to a lot of people, particularly in conservative media, who are, more skeptical than the general population on this stuff. Like, you could end up in a place that makes everybody happy, which is freedom. Right? You just
remember when we used to agree on that?
Decisions.
That was awesome. Those were good times, man.
Those times don't come back.
I still agree with it. I think, you know what? I have no problem with people who decide, that they don't think it's right for them. But on the other hand, like, the other thing should be true too. Like, you should be okay with other people taking it, and don't try to rip the things off the market because you don't want to take them.
And I love the people celebrating China right now. Well, they've gotten 1 billion vaccinations in China. Yeah, they force people to get the vaccination there, and their crappy vaccine
they don't even work.
Doesn't
work. They don't even work. 2 of them, and neither one of them seems to work very well.
I will say, if someone came to me with a vaccine and a gun to my head, I would probably choose the vaccine.
A lot of people would.
Well, I'm glad you've gone ahead and made that decision, because you might have to put that into practice someday.
But I will say, look, as I point out, we're at 2/3 of adults that are vaccinated.
That's pretty good.
None of this stuff has happened, right? There aren't vaccine passports in any major way. There are very few. I mean, the Houston hospital is notable because it's one of the only businesses, really, who's doing this.
It's really enforced it.
Right.
And
there are some colleges
people for it.
There are some colleges that are doing it.
Yeah.
It's not to say that you can do everything you want to do. However, that being said, again, these are private businesses we're talking about that do get to that you don't get to do this in any. There's always restrictions. Businesses do get to set their own rules largely. But beyond that, I mean, you walk around Texas, there's never been anyone who's ever asked me if I'm vaccinated at any place I've ever gone.
Neither.
No.
Me neither.
Any of you guys?
No.
All right. So
nowhere.
I think a lot of this stuff is worthwhile to think about and say, hey, we shouldn't go down this road where we're requiring people to show passports as they walk into businesses. On the other hand, because I think these things have worked as well as they have, I don't think there's a lot of demand from people to make this a thing.
Yeah, no one's asked, but there have been signs on the door. Vaccinated guests aren't required to wear masks. Okay, fine, I'm vaccinated, whatever.
Right, but
they don't ask you when you go in.
No, it starts with the sign, and then eventually.
See, I think it ends with the sign.
Okay, good.
I think honestly, where this ends, because the numbers have now. Look, you never know with this crap, right? Like, this has all hit us out of nowhere. If we get to a place where there's 10,000 people dying a day again or something, 4,000 people dying again, we get to the peak level somehow. I don't foresee that happening. But if that were to happen, these vaccines completely fall apart and don't work and everything reverses, God only knows where we go from there. Hopefully not to those levels. But at these levels, unless something drastically changes, there's not. I mean, the demand here in Texas. And I was in Nashville, it was the same thing. Florida, the same thing. The inertia is to open. The inertia is not to close. Yes, there are people like Gavin Newsom who keep doing these, who will do these crazy things and hold on to this stuff longer. But I mean, you walk into you were talking about this the other day on News and Why, Pat. You went into a restaurant and
not one single customer had a mask on. One.
You're not gonna. They're not asking whether these people are vaccinated. We know probably in Texas about half of them aren't.
Right.
Even though workers.
No, the workers were.
Yeah, the workers are.
The wait staff wore masks.
And I don't know how long that lasts. I don't think it's that long.
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
I'll bet by the end of the summer, maybe middle
as long as
of
the numbers
fall.
stay strong.
Yeah. And we're already. I mean, I know I'm seeing. I would say about half the places here they're not. Like I went to a hotel the other day, and because we're having repairs done to our house, and we have to stay in a hotel. And the people behind the counter at the hotel are not even wearing masks at this point.
Oh man! Okay.
Yeah, but what about the Delta variant, yo?
Well,
right.
Look, I think there's some of that stuff is worrisome.
Let me ask you this.
I don't
Stu.
think it's.
I haven't gotten your opinion on this. When they reinstate Trump in August,
okay,
do you believe that he'll mandate that we get the vaccine since it is his project?
That's a great point.
Yeah,
I don't know
so
how like the hardcore MAGA person reacts to that.
When
what if
he's
he comes in
reinstated
and he mandates it? Do they say yes to it?
I think they
no?
do.
I don't.
I think the hardcore MAGA people will say, "Okay, yes." I think they would.
Really?
Yes, because it came from Trump.
I think I do honestly believe this. A big chunk of this goes a different way if he had won.
Exactly. I've had this thought. Please. Go ahead.
I really do think that, because I think you would have had liberals like Kamala Harris out there saying, "Hey," I mean, she was doing this in the campaign.
You know what?
Don't take the vaccine.
Don't take the vaccine,
bro.
And I think Republicans would have been a lot more likely to take it.
So I'm sorry to interrupt, but
so weird.
I've got to say this. So there's a lady out there that tweeted out on September 29th during the debate. She said, "My family and my kids aren't taking any vaccine for COVID-19 until we have a new president and science that backs it up." September of 2020. Now, I hate this for her, but she then tweeted out just the other day, "Our 15-year-old just spent a week at the Children's Hospital after getting the second dose of Pfizer," and then she goes on to list the heart conditions and stuff, the long-term effects, we don't know what they're going to be, and she's blaming the vaccine. But it's right to your point just there, because in September, she was against the vaccine, strictly based on politics and who was in power as they developed Operation Warp Speed.
Yeah.
Now she has her son in a children's hospital because he took the vaccine, supposedly.
Yeah.
But she was totally fine with it because Biden's president now.
Yeah. And look, that's an insane way to do it, too. I mean, the heart conditions, thankfully, have been super rare and have been only exclusively on the second shot, which is something, to consider if you have a young person.
That is the thing. That is the thing. Please, can we agree on this? If you want to get the vaccine, it's your business, your body, your choice. But may I kindly suggest you go with the ones that don't have the two shots, because it's always the second shot that seems to be doing this, man.
Yeah, I think look, they think, there's a strong, kids have strong immune responses, and, the second one, for very few people, but still, it's worth, again, with the Johnson & Johnson available in this country and approved and available everywhere because it's not a high demand item. I mean, if I'm going to vaccinate my kid, I'm going to go there. The problem is they haven't approved it they haven't done this. Only Pfizer's approved for 12 to 15. So again, is it a huge worry if you have a kid who's 12 years old to get a kid vaccinated? I don't think so. Maybe if you live with someone who's particularly immune, compromised and can't get the vaccine themselves, there are other steps. Certain people, there might be different cases, but generally speaking, it's not. You don't necessarily need to rush. I think I probably would wait. I wouldn't worry about it. I don't want to overstate the worry, but if you have the choice between Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer, you probably go with Johnson & Johnson, and that there should have been no issues with that for young men. But again, these things are really super rare, and by the way, much worse if you get COVID. Even if you take into the account that you're not going to get COVID, the long-term effects are notable. They're already there. We know about those. So I, again, am really positive on them, but the most important thing here is you actually just are able to make your own freaking decisions with your life.
Yep. Appreciate it.
We didn't even get to talk about Suits.
I know! Dang it!
All I want to talk about is Suits.
Stu has been proclaiming the splendor that is the show Suits for, 10 years?
Oh, yeah. I love this show.
Easily 10 years, and I ignored it until fairly recently. Once I saw the first episode, I was so deeply hooked that I binged on that thing every single day.
When you're done,
how I love that show.
When you're done with that run, I need to get you into Arrested Development.
Yes, you do.
Solid.
You think you'll like that? You think you'll like that?
Yeah,
it can go either way, right?
It's a different vibe completely, but I do like Arrested Development.
But Suits, I thought, I saw Boston Legal and L.A. Law, and I've seen the lawyer shows. This is
not like this.
So much better.
I've never seen it.
I might check it out too. We'll see.
All right, thanks, Stu.
Hey, thank you.
We'll be listening for you on the Glenn Beck program next. Let me tell you about Tommy John underwear. This is the most comfortable underwear you will ever have on. And I absolutely love their line of loungewear. My wife gets irritated because it's all I wear. Second I get home, I'm taking off my jeans and I'm putting on the loungewear.
Do they have like a magic thread factory?
It must
because it is literally, yes, that's a proper use of the word, the most comfortable underwear ever. Ever.
Most comfortable underwear you'll ever wear and the most comfortable loungewear you'll ever have on. They've got dozens of comfort innovations like breathable, lightweight, moisture-wicking fabric with 4 times the stretch of competing brands. I mean, once you try Tommy John, you'll never go back.
Yeah.
You'll never go back.
Yeah, I tell the kids to get out, go somewhere, like leave, just so I can sit around on my Tommy Johns. There's imagery for you.
Absolutely.
It is so comfortable, seriously.
And right now, get 20% off your first order at TommyJohn.com/unleashed. 20% off. A great deal. Go to TommyJohn.com/unleashed for 20% off. Once again, TommyJohn.com/unleashed. Seriously,
You're
though.
listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Tell me, baby.
You are. You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed. You need to check out Suits. It's great.
When you're taking a break from Suits this weekend, you need to watch The Donut King on Hulu.
The Donut King?
Is it a documentary?
Incredible. Yes.
Okay.
It's about this this Cambodian guy named Ted. But the most fascinating, the first half of it is really worth watching. But when the Cambodian refugees were coming here in the 70s, I mean, it's Gerald Ford made a big deal out of giving $500 and some million to the refugees, and I thought, we spit on $500 million now.
That's for sure.
This is nothing. We couldn't build a tent for $500 million. And Jerry Brown is saying he's against bringing in the Cambodian refugees because Americans need jobs first. The governor
Jerry
of
Brown,
California,
the Democrat
yes,
governor of California,
saying the people are out of work and they're taxed at the high rate.
Shows you how much Democrats have changed since the 70s.
We don't get those days back.
No,
I mean those days are long gone.
No, that horse has left the barn.
Yeah,
that's amazing. So it's called the
Donut King. Yeah,
and it's a documentary.
It's about how this guy, why there's donut shops on every corner. Around the country, and he's the guy that started it.
How are you not dubbed the Donut King, though?
Well, it's a different type.
Okay, because that's a title.
He was setting up businesses.
I would think you would hold
creating
that.
things rather than eating them.
I see.
All right, so that's on Hulu?
Hulu, yeah.
Okay.
What Suits on?
It's on Peacock.
Yeah, Peacock.
So you can watch it for free, but there are commercials. But they're never longer than a minute. So
are you working for Peacock now?
No. Are you working for Peacock now? You say.
Never longer than 60 seconds.
No, when you put the 18-minute together along with the 7-minute together, you got 22 minutes. You sell it with 8 minutes of ads, you got 30 minutes.
Ta-da! I'm not sitting through a 30-minute commercial.
But you know how obnoxious commercials are now because we're used to not having to put up with them because of Netflix? I hate it.
No, and I love commercials, but
I don't.
Okay. The worst is watching a sporting event on Hulu Live and sitting through 3 minutes of ads. There's action happening. It's not even a commercial break. I can't.
Crazy. Hulu goes up to 6 minutes, don't they?
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.